Welcome to Why the Health Not Radio, where we take a no-nonsense approach to your health and your healing. I'm your host, Matt Marchant, and today's episode is titled The Uselessness of Vitamins. Yes, that's correct. The uselessness, not the usefulness of vitamins. So let's get right into the show today. What's the purpose of taking vitamins? Why would somebody spend their money on a vitamin or supplement? What's the whole purpose of it? Well, if I were to take a guess, I would say that it's either for some form of health, to make us feel better, to help with some sort of ailment. Basically, we take a vitamin because we want an effect. We want to see some sort of change. Whatever that change is, and dare I say, it's always going to be a positive change. That's why we take a vitamin. So here are my two main questions for you today. For those of you out there listening, here are my two main questions. Number one, do you really need to take all the vitamins and supplements that you are currently taking? Now, I've worked with clients for many years now, and I've had some clients that you can't believe how many vitamins and supplements they take. I had a client that he used to have so many pills. He would actually come into the gym with pills in his pocket, and every time we would get on the floor and do an exercise, all these pills would just fall out onto the gym floor all over the place, and he was always picking up pills. It was, I just knew that we were always going to be at some point in our hour picking up pills. But it was just a ton of it. And I at times throughout my life have taken a lot of vitamins, a lot of supplements, a lot of stuff. For those of you that used to work out back in the early 90s, I used to take this stuff by Joe Weider called this protein powder or something that tasted like chalk. It was horrible. So any of you old school weightlifters out there that remember, it was called Dynamic Muscle Builder. I remember it, Dynamic Muscle Builder. But anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent already. This looks to be a good show today. If I can just follow through with my notes now. So, going back to my first question, do you really need to take all the vitamins and supplements that you are currently taking? Who told you that you need to take all of them? I mean, that's an honest question, isn't it? Can I ask that? Who told you that? Because there may be a good reason why you're taking those things, but there may not be a good reason. So, was this some health professional told you to take this? Was this something in Shape magazine that told you to take this? Was it an ad on television, on radio? I mean, really, who was it? So that's my first question. Do you need to take all those? Here's my second question that I have for you today. Do the brands of vitamins and supplements that you are currently taking provide you with increased health? Now, I'm not talking about maintaining health. I'm talking about actually increasing it. You see, we don't take vitamins or supplements just to keep us at the status quo. Think of it like investing money. If I'm an investor or the stock market, whatever, and you invest money into something, you're not saying, here's $100, I'd like my $100 back when this whole investment thing is over. No, you want to see an increase in the money you put in. The same with vitamins and supplements. You're saying, here is my money, here is my time, here is me taking this. I expect some sort of positive change as a result of taking this vitamin. So, are you actually increasing your health from it? Now, if you claim that your vitamins or supplements are actually increasing your health, I have a question for you. How do you know that? I mean, what evidence do you have to back up your claim? And now, when I say back up your claim, this is not, you're not, the jury's not deliberating here and waiting to hear your testimony. We're not in court. But you know what? Your body and your wallet may want to know why you think, what evidence you have for the claim that your vitamins and your supplements are actually increasing your health. Because you'll see as we talk today that if that's not the case, if it's not actually increasing your health, you are actually spending money and getting nothing back. You could actually just throw the money out the car window as you drive down the street. You would get just as much back. In fact, with some vitamins and supplements, you actually might be healthier if you just threw your money out the window than actually take them. So here's what we are going to cover today. So those are my two main questions. So now, moving on, here is what we are going to cover today. Number one, I'm going to share with you 4 reasons why your vitamins may be completely useless to you. Number 2, I will help you make a more informed decision on how you spend your money in regards to your health. I may even save you some money. And so I'll give you my address at the end. With the money that you save, you can just mail me back a check in that amount. That would be great. Of course, I'm kidding. Number 3, what we're going to cover is I will share with you what you can do today to make any changes you feel is necessary for your health and your finances. At the end of the day, I'm offering you some information here. If it works for you, if it makes sense to you, perfect. Take it, do something with it. If it doesn't, do nothing with it. I'm okay with that. So, let's jump right into reason number 1 why your vitamins may be useless. It is your food choices are poor and maybe even terrible. So, here's a question. Can vitamins make up for a lousy diet? If you're eating McDonald's, eating Happy Meals, drinking Slurpees, can vitamins make up for that? I don't think they can. Now, there's a great book out there that I've actually read through many times called How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, written by Paul Chek. And he's got a great little picture in here of 2 guys building a boat. And one guy, these are wooden boats. One guy's building a boat with just regular wood that he got at Home Depot, and basic standard nails, and he's hammering his boat together, building his boat. The guy next to him has got this wood that looks like he got it, who knows where. I'm looking at the picture right now. It looks like he got it out of the trash. Maybe it's been sitting in water for a long time. It's warped. It's got holes in it. It's just ugly looking wood. But what's interesting about this guy building a boat with the gnarly looking wood is that he's using gold nails. Now, why on earth would you spend that money on nails when your wood is terrible? That's exactly what we're talking about when it comes to food choices. If you are, and here's the analogy here, the wood is your food. It's also, as we'll see in reason 2, it's going to be your lifestyle choices as well. But for this example, let's just say it's your food. The vitamins represent your nails. So if you're making lousy choices with the wood you choose to build your boat, but you want to go out and spend all this money on vitamins, is your boat going to float? Are you going to experience an increase in health? Well, I think we know the answer, and that would be probably not, right? So it's a great little example. Are you building your boat with lousy wood and expensive nails? That's what happens when, for reason number 1, when our food choices are poor, your vitamins become useless. So if you are not eating from the right sources, in the right quantities, and or in the right proportions, your vitamins may be completely useless. Yes, completely. Moving on to number 2. Second reason why your vitamins may be useless is your lifestyle choices are poor, maybe even terrible. So this is the exact same thing we just talked about with reason 1. Bad food choices, now bad lifestyle choices. Can vitamins make up for lousy choices of what you do to your body? You see, with both reason 1 and reason 2, you see, vitamins are meant to be a supplement to a healthy diet. They're meant to be a supplement to healthy lifestyle choices, not a substitute for bad dietary choices or silly lifestyle choices. That's why they're called supplements. They're not called substitutes. Oh yeah, you can go on a Slurpee binge and stay up till 3 o'clock at night, all week long. Just take this vitamin and you're going to be healthy and vital. That's all you need. It doesn't work that way. So what are some different examples of bad choices that we can make? Well, number 1, not getting enough sleep. That would be a bad lifestyle choice that many people make over and over and over again and think that some sort of vitamin, Usually it's some sort of Starbucks, but some sort of vitamin can make up for that. Next one would be not enough water. If we're dehydrated, nothing can replace water. There's no vitamin that can do that. Third would be too much physical stress. Next one would be too much mental or emotional stress. And I find this one to be a very interesting one. If you are too stressed out, if there's too much going on in your life that you are not able to cope with the stress, what vitamin can make up for that? Now there's a lot of things that doctors prescribe to put a Band-Aid over, a Band-Aid in my opinion, but put a Band-Aid over the mental and emotional stress, but nothing's really getting dealt with, fixed, helped, healed, whatever word you want to throw in there. And last one, an example of a bad lifestyle choice would be just improper breathing. So basically there are, me as a holistic health practitioner, what I do is I look at 6 factors for health and vitality. So whenever someone comes in and we're working on their nutrition, we're working on their health, whatever it is, I basically look at these 6 factors. So let me share those 6 factors with you. Number 1 is food. That's what we covered in reason 1. 2 is water. 3, sleep. 4, movement. 5, breathing. And 6, thoughts. Here is what's interesting. All of those 6 factors that I just listed, I have not found. I wonder if you found, but there's no pill that can make up for these. So, if you're not treating your body right with reasonable and healthy lifestyle choices, your vitamins may be completely useless to you. Yes, completely useless. So, moving on to reason 3 why your vitamins may be useless. Your vitamins do not have nature's seal of approval. So, here's a question. Pick up your bottle of vitamins. Take a look at it. Here's the question. Who made your vitamins? Did nature make it or did man make it? Well, how would you know? I'm glad you asked. We're going to look into that. So, are your vitamins real or are they fake? Yes, your vitamins can be fake. As Hollywood, your vitamins can be. So, some vitamins are actually made with what is called a nutrient additive. Now, a nutrient additive may be from a quote unquote natural or synthetic source. Now, when it comes to the word natural, I usually chuckle when I hear that word anymore. There are 2 reasons, in my opinion, why the word natural does not mean much anymore. First, there are many things in nature that are natural, but that doesn't mean that I want to put them in my mouth. There's many things, right? Go on a hike. It's all natural. You don't start chewing on it, eating it, ingesting it, rubbing it on your face and your body. So just because something's natural does not mean that it was meant to go in or on the body. Okay, that's the first reason, my reason at least. Second reason, the word natural is a very legally liberal word. What does that mean? Is that food and vitamin manufacturers use that word very liberally, and legally they are allowed to do so. Again, you could put just about anything in a box and call it natural. This is natural. How do we know? Doesn't matter. We put a label on it in big letters, 100% natural. And customers go, oh my gosh, 100%? Wow, that's great. Yeah, well, you take a walk with your dog, what comes out the rear end? Guess what? That's also 100% natural. I dare say you would not want to put that in your mouth, eat it, or put it on your skin. So what does that word natural really mean? But who am I to talk about vitamins when it comes to natural or food-based versus synthetic? Let's go to an expert. Now, we're going to look at a guy named Dr. Royal Lee. He is no longer with us. I'm not sure when he passed away, but he was a scientist, inventor, nutritionist, and author. He has been described as the Einstein of nutrition, and in 1972 he was described as the best informed person on nutrition in America and perhaps even the world. Let's listen to what he has to say about the differences between real food-based vitamins and synthetic man-made ones. Now, his basic premise on nutrition and vitamins was this: This is what he said, the whole nutrient complex is greater than the sum of its parts. So what has happened over time is that chemists have creeped into dictating what happens in our food supply. Okay, and chemistry likes to reduce things down to its parts, typically, right? As opposed to maybe looking at things in a whole sense. It's a very reductionist view of biology. So chemists have taken over our food supply, and this started actually not too long ago. It started with a guy named Justus Liebig in the 1840s when he created chemical fertilizers. He looked at fertilizer and said, what are the three main vitamins or minerals? It's called NPK. To be honest, I don't remember what that stands for, but Google it and you'll find out. He said, well, here's the main three things in fertilizer. Who cares about the rest? Let's make a chemical fertilizer with just these three things. It will do just as fine. And that is what has happened in agriculture, in the food supply, and that's what you see in vitamins now. Okay? So, according to Dr. Royal Lee, in 1956, when asked the question, what is a vitamin? Or here's another way of asking it, what should a vitamin actually be? He said it is a working process consisting of nutrients, enzymes, coenzymes, minerals, and trace minerals. Okay? Now he gave a lecture in 1963 as well, and basically said the same thing. A vitamin must be combined with and must contain these things for it to actually be a vitamin, or it's completely useless. Minerals, trace minerals, enzymes, and coenzymes. He then later went on to say, upon whose presence, many of those four things, the proper utilization and effect of vitamins also depend. So if your vitamin is not food-based and does not have those things in it, Dr. Royal Lee would tell you that is not a vitamin you are taking. I'm not quite sure what you're taking. It's some sort of synthetic chemistry project, but it's not a vitamin. Here's what he went on to say about synthetic vitamins. He said synthetic vitamins, which are isolated factors, functionally cannot be separated from the natural vitamin complex without destroying its biological relation and value. So what does that all mean? What is Dr. Lee trying to tell us? He's saying that isolated and synthetic vitamins are useless. They have to be combined with what nature has provided. So here is a question for you. Again, grab your vitamins, take a look at it, see what's in it. Are you taking real vitamins or fake ones? You see, real vitamins are food-based, not synthetic. So let's go through a quick example of synthetic versus a real vitamin. Ascorbic acid. Go buy vitamin C, or go look at vitamin C before you buy it, and take a look. If it says ascorbic acid, guess what? That's not real vitamin C. It is synthetic. And 90% of the ascorbic acid that is manufactured in this country, the United States, comes from one supplier. So here's an example of how ineffective synthetic vitamins are. So when you go and you buy your vitamins and it says vitamin C, ascorbic acid, that's synthetic. When you buy a vitamin like the one I'm having in my hand from North American Urban Spice, which is purely C, it has camu berries, acerola cherry, rosehip powder. These are all food-based, plant-based sources of vitamin C. This is a real vitamin. This comes with interacting enzymes and coenzymes. So let me share with you an example of how a synthetic vitamin is actually completely useless at helping you become healthy, vital, or healing whatever disease you have. So let's talk about, since we're talking about vitamin C, let's talk about scurvy. Okay? Scurvy is a disease caused by a vitamin C deficiency. Yet, Dr. Albert Zent Georgi, who actually discovered vitamin C in 1937, in all of his research, he found that he could never cure scurvy with isolated ascorbic acid by itself. Okay, so how effective is a synthetic vitamin? Okay, synthetic vitamin C by itself didn't do anything for curing scurvy. But guess what? Some citrus fruit would. Why is that? Well, going back to Dr. Lee and his definition of what a vitamin is, it has to come with minerals, trace minerals, enzymes, and coenzymes. If it doesn't, it's not real. Again, chemists have taken over the food supply. Reducing things down does not make them better. Okay, nature has said, here is what you need to eat, do it, and you'll be healthy and you'll heal. When man steps in, well, we're seeing kind of what's happened around the globe. So, if you're taking synthetically made vitamins, your vitamins may be completely useless. Yes, completely useless. So, moving on. Reason number 4 why your vitamins may be completely useless is your vitamins are actually toxic. So not only are you wasting money and getting zero benefit, you're actually running the risk of having some serious side effects from your vitamins. So, again, pick up your vitamin. Look at the ingredients. Here is my question. Can you pronounce all of the ingredients listed in your vitamins? Okay. Here's another vitamin that I'm holding up. And you know what? A lot of these I cannot. I don't know what all of this is. L5-methyl tetraholdinda yabba dabba doo. I don't know what that means. Okay? I can't pronounce that. Better yet, if you were to give this to a 5-year-old or 6-year-old, could they pronounce it? No. They don't know what that is. So, if you cannot pronounce the ingredients on your vitamins, guess what? Neither can your body. And your body's way of pronouncing things is called assimilating. If you can't pronounce it, it is not going to get into your body and be of any use. If anything, these weird-looking synthetic compounds will have to first go through the liver and kidneys so your body can figure out what the heck these things are. So there are actually quite a few things. We could spend hours talking about all the different, not just synthetic things, but possibly toxic things. Let's go through a few that I have found on this vitamin here. Silica. Okay, it may be associated with kidney problems, may cause a variety of mild to moderate adverse effects. The International Agency for Research on Cancer gives it a Group 3 rating, which means it cannot be classified as a human carcinogen. But they didn't give it a Group 4 rating, which is probably not a human carcinogen. So they're saying it's definitely not a Group 4, it's just a Group 3. It can't be classified, meaning there's not enough adequate safety data available yet. But go ahead, put this in your body. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. And all of this, by the way, is in the same pill I'm holding in my hand. Magnesium stearate, if I'm pronouncing that right. Ingestion of large quantities is hazardous. Possibly hazardous if contacted with skin or eyes. Slightly hazardous if inhaled. Similar to other nutrient additives like magnesium carbonate, which is potentially harmful if you have an existing kidney problem. This is actually on the FDA's generally regarded as safe list, which is the GRAS list. Oh, thank you, FDA. And while we brought up the FDA, keep this in mind about the FDA. There's actually a really interesting book called Inside the FDA. I forget who the author is, but I read it. It opened my eyes up a lot to it. The basic premise is this. With the FDA, they are a political entity. Political. This is not a health entity. Political. So basically, I could keep going. I'm going to give you one more. I actually have a whole list of things here, but I don't want to take up all our time going through this. But here's another one. Carrageenan is also in this vitamin I'm holding in my hand. May contain MSG, or MSG may be used in its processing. It should not be given to infants, may cause a variety of mild to moderate adverse effects. This is also a group 3 rating, meaning it cannot be classified as a human carcinogen, but it's definitely not group 4, which is probably not. It is considered safe by the FDA. Oh, thank you, FDA. But there is inadequate safety data available. Now, here's the thing with carrageenan. The undegraded carrageenan has not caused cancer in lab animals, but the degraded carrageenan has caused cancer in lab animals. But product labels do not distinguish between the two. So what type of carrageenan is in my product? Degraded, which has been proven to cause cancer in lab animals, or undegraded? They have not told me in here. So if you are taking vitamins with possibly toxic and carcinogenic ingredients, it should be fairly obvious that your vitamins are completely useless. Now, it sounds like I'm giving vitamins a bad rap, and I'm ripping on vitamins. And if you went over and saw all my vitamins, you'd say, this guy is a complete hypocrite. Look at all the vitamins he takes. That's not the purpose of the show, is to slam all vitamins. The purpose is this. If you want to take vitamins, clean up your diet. Make sure you are getting adequate, appropriate food for you, which is actually the topic of my next show. We'll talk about in just a few minutes. If you want to take vitamins, take a look at your lifestyle choices. If you want to take vitamins, make sure they are food-based, not synthetic. And if you want to take vitamins, make sure you can pronounce what is in the ingredients and they're not toxic. There are a few brands that I use. I will share those with you. And that's not to say that these 4 brands are the only brands that are good. I'm sure there's a lot of brands that are good. But so that you can start today to look through your list of vitamins, and if you need to go to the store and go, okay, what is a good source of vitamins? Here are the 4 that I use. The first one is Health Force Nutritionals. I think they're based in like San Diego County or something. I use a lot of their stuff. North American Spice and Herb, Amazon Herbs, and Gaia Herbs, spelled G-A-I-A. I probably pronounced that wrong, like many words I pronounced today wrong. So basically, what we're looking at is this. There can be a lot of money that we are wasting throwing down the tube to try to get healthy. And what I wanted to do today is talk about these things to inform you. So now you can open up the cupboard and go, what am I taking? Do I actually need to take this? And an even better question, as we talked about in the very beginning, am I receiving any health benefit from doing this? Or am I just kind of going through the status quo, maintaining? Or could I actually be making myself sicker with what I'm taking? So that's our show today. Thanks for tuning in. If you would like to get a hold of me, you can contact me through my website at www.marchantmethod.com. And before I forget, I talked a little bit about that one ingredient, carrageenan, which is a possible source of MSG. If you're interested, I have a report that I kind of put together. It's on my website called the MSG Report. And it's a lot of stuff. But if you are interested in looking at all the possible sources of MSG that can be in your food and your vitamins, please take a look at that. Again, that's www.marchantmethod.com. It is an article on there for free. Please read it, print it up, take it with you when you're going shopping. I found it very revealing. So if you have any questions on your health, please post a comment. You can email me at matt@marchantmethod.com. I appreciate you spending the time to listen to the show. I know I found it very informative just putting together. Please go ahead and Google Dr. Royal Lee. There's a lot of great things that he has said. There's a lot of great information on him. And please tune in to our next show, which is, and it kind of plays off of what we're talking about today with that first reason of getting your food choices a bit better. Our next show is Eat Right for You, Not for Me. That is going to be on Tuesday, July 2nd at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I've got a lot of great shows lined up for the future. Again, this is Why the Health Not Radio, where we take a no-nonsense approach to your health your healing. Again, this is Matt Marchant. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to talking with you in the future.